This is a behavioral deep dive. We take one product, website, or service and evaluate it from the perspective of behavioral economics. In this video, we are going to take a look at Fitbit, specifically the Fitbit charge, and discuss the general business direction. Let's start with the overall model. The Fitbit charge is a wearable activity tracker. There's also a Fitbit app. The Fitbit charge tracks your steps, distance, calories burned and calories consumed, floors, number of active minutes, exercise, weight, sleep, and water consumed. It tracks your performance against a primary goal, which is set to default as number of steps taken daily. You can also reset this to a different goal, such as calories burned, if you like. In addition to using Fitbit on your own, you can also connect with friends who also use Fitbit. You can interact with them by communicating with them or engaging in challenges with them. First things first, let's talk about what's great about the Fitbit concept. At a most basic level, it incentivizes activity. After all, why do so many people want to become more fit or lose weight, but do not succeed? Because the present moment looms larger for us than the future. Sitting on the couch, watching Homeland is so much more appealing than getting up and going for a run, because the immediate pleasure of that supersedes the long-term reward of being fit. It's also why our Netflix lists are so full of highbrow documentaries or independent films, but in the moment we often choose to watch a lowbrow comedy or action flick. This is a concept behavioral economists call hyperbolic discounting. Fitbit counteracts hyperbolic discounting by making the reward of being more active more immediate. It breaks down the vague goal of being active into a specific daily goal, and the user gets a sense of satisfaction upon hitting the goal. Your Fitbit vibrates upon hitting the daily goal, and sometimes you get things called badges for hitting various milestones along the way. It's particularly important to note that the goal is a daily one. Oftentimes with dieting, for example, people can fall victim to what's called the what the hell effect, which is when they slip a little, let's say by eating one cookie, and then since they feel like they're off track anyway, they might as well go ahead and eat the whole box. Fitbit is great because each day starts afresh. So even if you don't hit your goal on Monday, everything starts anew on Tuesday. One way the idea of goals can be maximized is the use of commitment devices. While walking more sounds good in principle, in order to achieve this, a person actually has to do something different. They may have to take a walk instead of taking the bus, or they might have to wake up 30 minutes earlier to squeeze in some exercise. These are non-trivial changes to a person's routine. After setting the goal, Fitbit could encourage people to think about, or even better, write down in their app, their implementation intentions. How will they achieve this goal in very specific terms? Fitbit would make it easy to schedule exercise directly into their calendar or email their plan to their spouse, for example. The details would be specific, such as run 4 miles on Monday at 6 p.m. Once the plan details were set, Fitbit could send notifications or prompts as reminders. All of these components would increase the likelihood that people achieve their goals. Another great aspect of Fitbit is its social component. You can message your friends, cheer, or even taunt them. This fun element is another type of reward and also contributes to balancing out the present versus future reward comparison. In addition, the social component is also important because of something called social proof. The behavior of our peers has a powerful influence on our own, so seeing others using Fitbit can encourage us to. Fitbit makes it easy to invite others to connect, and it also has predefined challenges that you can set up with your friends. So overall, Fitbit has a lot of strong points going for it. In terms of opportunity, one point of confusion has to do with its positioning. Here are some of its stated goals shown at sign-up. That's a lot of different goals. Upon first using the app, these are all the different options and metrics you see on your main dashboard. While it's great that Fitbit has so many capabilities, we also know that people can suffer from something called choice overload. When too many options are presented to them, sometimes they feel overwhelmed and therefore resist making any decision at all. A classic example of this is an experiment involving jam. When people were given a selection of 6 jams to choose from, 30% of them decided to make a purchase. However, when participants were shown a selection of 24 jams, that number dropped all the way down to 3%. The lesson here is that having too much choice can sometimes be overwhelming and counterproductive. One alternate option here is to clarify the user's primary goal early on, such as at the time of purchase. The initial display could then be set up around this primary goal. For example, if my primary goal is to be more active, only the categories related to this, such as steps, distance, etc., would display. Capabilities such as sleep monitoring still exist, but I'd have to proactively set them to turn on instead of them automatically showing up in my dashboard. This also allows Fitbit to be more proactive and focused with recommendations, given the user has specified their main goal.